Om Sriharim Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyam. We are in the topic where is being highlighted that Atma only exists. Other than Atma, nothing exists. Anything that we see, anything that is available, but is nothing but Atma. This anatma world exists for my experience. So you can say either they have experiential existence and sometimes verbal existence. It's an amazing point to observe, okay? When I say verbal existence, like we use this word Vandhyaputraha. So this Vandhyaputraha is a beautiful concept. It has no experiential existence. So Vandhyaputra means the child of a barren lady, means the lady who cannot give birth to a child, to a progeny. So that lady is called as Vandhya. Now, we use this word very carefully, Vandhyaputraha. So now this Vandhyaputraha, has it got any experiential existence? Definitely not, because you need to use your brain here very carefully. So it does not have experiential existence, but it has what? Verbal existence. We quote most of the time Bandhyaputra, Sasasrunga, Akasa Pushpa. All these are things we use traditionally very often. So that means there are certain things that exist not as a reality. It doesn't have factual existence, but it has experiential existence or verbal existence. So because something has got verbal existence, that does not mean that it is reality, it is true. This topic we have been talking very carefully, verses after verses, and especially in the last two verses that we saw, how the experience, or you can say that we perceive in our waking state, gets falsified in dream. And of course, what I see, what I perceive, what I experience in my dream gets falsified when I am awake. So the one who was the richest person, the one who got some 10 Olympic medals in dream, when he discovers there is nothing, even if country did not get 10, okay? Forget about individually. What I am highlighting here is how this waking experience gets falsified in dream, and dream experience also gets falsified in waking. And interestingly, both dream and waking gets falsified in deep sleep. And deep sleep experience, even though we don't notice, we don't observe, that's why we are deep sleep, but there is experience, there are thoughts, and that thought is called blank thought, which has been taught in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, while explaining sleep. Now present day scientists also say the same thing. Now that also gets dismissed or falsified when I'm awake or dream. So in short, what it wants to highlight, 2 points to be noticed here. The first point is, because I experience, that does not mean it is truth. Clear? Because I see, because I taste, because I smell, because I touch, that does not mean it is truth. Yes, it has got experiential existence, but that does not mean it has what? Actual existence. Clear? So that's why never ever get carried away. Only problem is lawyers, if they get all these points, then God knows how they will present in the court, okay? The dangerous part. However, coming to the second point. Now, second point would like to highlight that I always consider that I am someone who is a waker. I am a father. I am a mother. Now that I am a father, that I am a mother belongs to waking state. Very rarely I relate with myself that I am a king, that I was in my dream. Or, I received 10 medals in one day, that to Olympic, and all are gold, okay? Not silver, bronze, okay? All were 10 out of 10, I got silver, sorry, gold. Now when I woke up, forget about it. Even if I am not nearer to the Olympic, state Olympic board, okay? Or I am physically handicapped, but I got, okay, that's another one also. Because I cannot limp, I cannot move, but I have got, 100 meters race, this gold, okay? That's the best example. Anyway, too much Olympic is not good, because now Olympic mania is going on, so that's why I thought of bringing it, okay? So everybody in the morning first sees, how many medals, including me, okay? Don't worry. However, the second point is that I am not waking state, nor I am dream, nor I am deep sleep. In fact, these three states is being sustained, is being maintained by me. That me is consciousness. So these are the 2 points we have arrived at. That's why in the last verse, I think we saw, if I'm right, up to verse number 58, if I'm right. So all of you agree with me? 58. Trayamevaṃ bhavenmithyā. Correct? This is the verse we saw, or not?
57.
57. Okay, fantastic. Then okay, let us read. Trayamevaṃ bhavenmithyā. guṇatrayavinirmitam. asya draṣṭā guṇātītah. nityo hyekaścidātmankaḥ. He brings a beautiful point. So what is this three states? guṇatrayavinirmitam. And this trayam, and he says, of course, this is being created, this guṇātīto, three gunas, sorry, guṇatraya, by these three gunas, three states, trayam is created, three states are created. How? That's why we say the waking state predominantly sattva-guṇa. Dream state predominantly rajas-guṇa. And deep sleep state predominantly tamas-guṇa. So that's why if you are sleeping longer, more than is required, that means what? Tamas-guṇa. Definitely, okay. Whether you are waking all the time, whether you have got sattva-guṇa or not, I cannot guarantee. I cannot certify. But definitely, if you are sleeping, closing my eyes, I can certify you are a perfect tamasic. Okay? Better have some coffee or smell coffee. So some, do you know, Rajas should induce in you. However, when we look at why it is being said that sattva-guṇa is predominant in waking, because during waking state, all my organs of perceptions receiving knowledge. Because it is receiving knowledge, I am gaining knowledge. That's why it has to be sattvic. Unless I am sattvic in nature, I cannot gain knowledge. Clear? But the problem is, if there is no sattva-guṇa but rajas-guṇa becomes predominant, then what happens? You listen to my class, mind is agitated. You start fighting with me in the class, okay? And when you cannot handle, so then you start watching others, who is doing what, who is not doing what. So this is called, rajas-guṇa in the class. And of course, sattva-guṇa, So your eyes are open, you sleep, your mind is switched off, okay? You can say, Swamiji, today class, nothing entered. But my question is, when you say nothing entered, how come that word nothing entered? Okay? Okay? No, Swamiji, except the word nothing, nothing entered, okay? At least if nothing got entered, that means something has entered, okay? However, so how this knowledge that I acquire, this is the point, is only because when sattva-guṇa is predominant in me. And in waking state, sattva-guṇa is supposed to be predominant all the time. But because of interference of rajas-guṇa and tamas-guṇa, you know what happens. Second point, that during dream state, mainly rajas-guṇa is predominant. That's why the experience that you go through, at least for 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, whole life experience gets completed in maximum 32 seconds. If you dream 32 seconds is a very big thing, okay? So everything gets so fast because rajas-guṇa is so strong. And the best part is, what you experienced in your dream, if you start explaining, it will take at least 1 hour. And of course, if you go to a dream analyzer, that fellow will take months, okay? Don't worry. So at least some 10 to 20 sittings, okay? And every sitting, the fellow will make money. Don't worry, okay? Imagine how it works. How this rajas-guṇa makes, that's why, makes you restless, makes you move fast. That's why if you observe yourself, if your mind is restless, moves very fast, not a systematic way, randomly here and there, means what? There rajas-guṇa is predominant. Suppose it is moving fast, but in a systematic way, that means rajas-guṇa is predominant. This is not in the text, okay? Sattva-guṇa is secondary. That's good. Whereas imagine if rajas-guṇa is predominant and tamas-guṇa is supporting. Disaster. And with that person, please understand, or with that mind, you cannot move. It's exactly like, I can give you the example of this vehicle. This is what I have seen, I have gone through. If you are putting accelerator, vehicle moves faster, supposed to. So that is called putting accelerator or giving more fuel to the engine is called rajas-guṇa. Just example, say, take it, okay? Now, when you are putting consciously, now the vehicle moves fast. Good. So that means sattva-guṇa is, rajas-guṇa is predominant. Sattva-guṇa is there because you are deciding, you are applying the brake, so you are conscious. Amazing. Imagine when engine is being heated up, and without pressing your accelerator, engine moves. I don't know whether you have gone through this stage or not. I have gone through, okay? I remember once it happened to me. That is how I was enjoying that. After understanding, I enjoyed more, okay? Those days, this heater was there. So I pulled the heater while starting time, and I have forgotten that I have pulled the heater on. So after driving some 30-40 kilometers, I discovered without, putting the accelerator, this fellow is moving, engine is hot, is moving. In the first few, second, I was in panic. What's going on? I'm going to hit. And most of the time, I'll not have brake, okay? That's another thing altogether. Don't ask me, okay? And really, nice to observe that state of mind. But once I understood where is wrong, then of course I enjoyed for some time. Then I had to bring down, calm down the engine, okay? Stop the engine to calm it down. So this is a beautiful example. Same thing also happens with reference to the mind. So here he says, let us not stress too much. He says, trayamevaṃ bhavenmithyā, guṇatrayavinirmitam. So these are three states of experiences. Whether it is waking, made up of predominantly sattva-guṇa, or dream made up of predominantly with rajas-guṇa, or deep sleep made up of predominantly with tamas-guṇa. So these three states of experience is false. Because as much as, he says, as much as false what? The gunas. So why gunas? Because gunas are created by Maya, which we have seen in Bhagavad Gita. And whereas what happened? This, I am someone who is guṇātīto, beyond the gunas. That's why I am nityo, hyekaścidātmankaḥ iti. So I am the someone who is eternal. I am the someone who is one and who is the nature of chit, awareness, consciousness. Now, it also communicates that all the experience that I gather during my especially waking stage and sometimes in dream, I must not give that much importance. We say very carefully this point. This is how understanding comes by default. If you observe these experiences that you have in this life, you are very much, concerned, worried, and you want to gather more information, or you want to negate more information, or you want to do this thing, or you want to manage, what are the things you do. And in fact, all our effort is what? How to keep all our experience in the proper self, in a proper way. The present era, whatever you call development is nothing. Putting the self in a proper file and in a proper place. I hope you understand what I am trying to say, including Olympics. What is Olympic? A sophisticated experience file in a sophisticated place kept. Do you remember who received Olympic 30 years back? Forget 30 years back. Last time, whoever has received Olympic, do you remember? In fact, some of them are not getting salary, okay? They don't have money. God knows where they are alive or not. I saw today news also, some news. What I'm highlighting here is all our effort, this is a beautiful point to observe, all our effort that we are putting, and that is what we called as development, that is what we called as advancement, that categorizing all our experiences in a different places. It's like, literally, if you observe, when new this digital camera came, moment you take the photo. So what you do? You are very careful, because earlier it was, you have to develop the reel, this, that, every click, it was expensive. There was money involved. So still, it took some time to overcome that. Then when you started, keeping in a file properly, year-wise or date-wise or theme-wise. Everything was done as long as you were clicking to the digital camera. When the same digital camera concept came in your phone, now tell me, how many of us, including me, okay, save all these things in a file in a proper way? Then what you do? And this another one is called iPhone, okay? You cannot extend, so then you can put in your cloud, okay? Do you think that you will be able to access that cloud? Do you access? Maybe needed, maybe useful. So then you keep buying the cloud. Does it happen or not? So now what does it mean? Just observe this point. We all are working to keep all our experiences in such a systematic way so that I can access those experiences whenever I want. And if you are able to access all your experiences whenever you are interested, you are called most successful person in the eyes of others. Is it clear? But what is the teaching? Teaching highlights, hey, all experience is a false. It's exactly like, when you take the photo, when you come to a scene, especially youngsters, they come to different places nowadays in India, all over the world now. When they reach a place, because recently I was told people went to this Kedarnath. So what they did, people are not interested to see the God. The moment they reach there, first they bring out the camera. So camera must see the place. Then after camera, the person can see the place. Just observe yourself. The moment you see something, do you look for the phone or not? Let me take this photo. And let me register in my mind. Those days we used to enjoy a lot. No, I must keep all the experience in a systematic way. For what? Remember, in this life, I have experienced this much. How many lives I have gone through? How much experience I have gone through? Can I keep all these things? And the most interesting part is, today who is my parents? Today who is my brother, or who is my wife, husband, children? Maybe in previous life, that fellow was my enemy. Definitely remember this, okay? And who is today my enemy? Maybe that person was, my father or mother, or my child. Remember? Now, how many lives we have gone through? And if we keep all the experience alive and we have access to all the experiences, now tell me, will you go crazy or not? Just imagine, you are talking to your son, you discover in the last life that fellow was your enemy. In fact, that fellow killed you. Suffocated you. In this life also suffocates, don't worry, okay? Differently. I mean, just imagine, these are the situations. I'm not telling you this is not a joke. This is the reality, this is the truth, okay? And here we say, that's why we say all the relationship that we have, each one of us, all relationship gets carried over to the next life, unless we resolve. If we don't resolve, don't worry, in some form or other, it's same circle keeps moving. However, this is not our topic here. Topic here is that he says beautifully, this Atma that we are discussing. So this is, I am someone, iti draṣṭā iti. Not only I am draṣṭā, the seer, the one who sees, witnesses, and also guṇātīto, beyond all the gunas, nityo, and ekaḥ, also śidātmankaḥ iti. Now let us look at the next verse, or else it will be big. Now from this 59, verse 59, 60, 61, 62, it talks about how this illusion creates or becomes existence for us. Elusive world becomes existence for us. He tries to give example. Let us read. Yadvanmṛdi ghaṭabhrāntiṃ śuktau rajatasthitim tadvadbrahmaṇi jīvatvaṃ vīkṣamāṇe na paśyati. Very good. He says, look, vīkṣamāṇe api na paśyati. So even though it is very clear to a person, still the person does not see. So what does it see? Brahmani jīvatvaṃ. In Brahman, the status of being a jiva, individual. I remember somebody said very nicely, Swamiji, I don't want this Vedanta. I want to establish myself in this life. Then if you want to establish yourself in this life, then why you want to come to Vedanta? No, from Vedanta I can learn some tricks and techniques to establish myself in my life. What can you say? It's not one person story, okay? Many of your story, okay? I can put it differently. I can prove you also. You all will come under this category somewhere or other, okay? Let me not prove too much, drag too much. However, he gives this example. Yadvat, as we see, example, what is that? Mṛdi ghaṭabhrāntiṃ. So he gives 2 points. Because to establish this whole universe is nothing, nama and rupa. So nama means name, rupa means form. So the whole universe is nothing but only nama rupa. So he gives 2 types of example. Very nice example he gives. So one example he gives, mṛdi ghata. So in the clay, we see this pot. So any pot that we see, now I can show you, very nice, okay? At least once in a while I should show you, look. Okay? So mṛdi, so in this, earth, clay, so this doll, okay? How nice it is, okay? So now, hey, I will not break it, okay? Don't worry, okay? So this is a form, and based on this form, there is what? Name. And this particular doll name is called Tanjavur doll, which is very famous. Because Pujya Swami used to use this example, so that I thought, okay, why not? Because the beauty of this doll is, we say, life should be like Tanjavur doll. So why life should be Tanjavur doll? Tanjavur doll is as such, if you do not keep any surface and push it down, automatically it will try, and again it will come back to the normal position, the way they have designed it. So that in life, whenever you come across any situation, don't worry. Again, go through, come back to the normal situation. In fact, whole life is like Tanjavur doll. However, coming back to the point. So this doll is a name based on a form. In fact, it is nothing. Indeed, it is clay. Whether it is a pot, whether it is a clay plate, clay glass, all are nothing but clay. So it has got usefulness. This is also Vedanta highlights. Remember, Anatma is not useless. Anatma is useful. Because this, even though it is clay, if it's a clay, will I keep it here? Because it has got a name and form, I am able to explain, I am able to show it, it has got usefulness. For a child, one usefulness, for me, another usefulness. In the room, it is being kept, looks nice. That means it has got usefulness, number one. But in reality, this is nothing but clay. Okay? That means it has got some type of usefulness. And of course, it has got some problem also. But when usefulness is more than the problem, those things, those experiences, we have to be careful and handle, because the usefulness will continue in spite of our knowledge. Whereas he gives another beautiful example. Śuktau ba rajatasthitim. So in the morning, you go to beach or any river bed. So there is one dry shell. When dry shell has fallen from a distance, the sunrise falls there from a distance, you look at. How does it look? It looks shining. So it looks like a silver. So the dry shell that is fallen on the beach, because of the reflection of sunlight, from a distance, it looks as though a silver piece. Now, this silver piece exists for you or not? That moment. In fact, you go nearer to that to pick up. Maybe, who knows? And especially if you are a bank of Ganges, all these are possible, okay? Because many people, when they come to Ganga, so first time, especially when they do come to Ganga, so Gangaji, they offer, all sort of, gold, silver, everything they offer. So when they offer, God knows where it goes. In fact, if you observe, especially in Haridwar, so people have different type of magnets and different things. They put to collect coins, to collect all other things. And it's huge money they make. You cannot think of the amount of money they make every day. So people throw, they collect, okay? However, coming back to the point. So if you happen to be in the bank of Ganga, it is sometimes maybe reality. The signing may be silver, who knows? So now point is here that this exists for you, but the usefulness is lesser. Can you see this point? It is only imagination, it is your only illusion, and that's why it creates a lot of agitation or greed in you. Let me get it. Others should not go nearer to that. Before other person reaches, I should go and grab it. Oh God, please, he should not see, even if he is nearer by now. he should not see only, I should see it. All sort of mental activities that you do, you discover the usefulness of silver is much less than the usefulness of this doll. Is it clear? So there are two types of examples have been given. One is, even though both are nothing but anatma, do not have factual existence, but they have experiential existence, but still one is more useful, other one is less useful. And if you are focusing on more, less useful objects, that means you are not fit for Vedanta. Can you see this point very carefully? That's why before come to Vedanta, we allow the person to go through a lot of, sadhanas to make sure the person does not give importance to less useful things called imaginary things. However, here he says, as this happens, these two types of thing happens, so also Brahmani, jīvatvaṃ. It has got two types of existence, okay? So, like how this mṛdi in clay, this doll, also in śuktau, in shell, that rajatasthitim. So that means how the silver appears in shell. So also in Brahmani, in Brahman consciousness, jīvatvaṃ, I am so and so. I am a man, I am a woman, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am a Swami, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am this, I am that. All these things, remember, has no value. Only you need to look at how much useful at that moment. If there is usefulness, yes, you can use it. Like, in a flight especially. When you are flying, with this I'll stop it. In flight, when you are flying, whether you are engineer, you are anybody, makes no difference. But when somebody's health becomes bad, they will announce what they will announce. Is there any medical doctor? So that time, if you discover there is usefulness, yes, you can claim, yes, I am doctor. Suppose now I need some computer work. Is there any computer software fellows can help me? Yes, Swami, I am there. Okay, I am plenty here. Okay, that's right. So, is it definitely useful? If it is not useful, is it necessary for me to claim that I am a jiva? But what happens? Before claiming that I am jiva, do I look at the usefulness? Observe this point today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.